Here's another short story, which is an absolute perfect example of how so many women cannot function right without attention and validation all the time. And it doesn't make a difference how great of a boyfriend they have, how great of a husband they have, if he's like the biggest catch in the world, makes lots of money, good looking, all that, women like him. It doesn't matter. They still crave that attention and validation. And some take it to a whole new level by posting pictures of themselves and videos online, or OnlyFans, where guys will actually pay to see their parts. Like, that's the ultimate validation for them. In this situation here, a guy discovers his wife's doing that and she's getting the boot. Titled, "Am I overreacting for asking for a divorce after finding wife's OnlyFans?" And a shout out to AM for sending in this story. Now listen to this. This all happened relatively recently, and I'm kind of still in shock, and your input and insight is appreciated. I'm 33 years old, and I just found out that my wife, a 31-year-old female, had an OnlyFans account. Well, has an OnlyFans account. I was making dinner one night while she was doing some of her work on her laptop at the island in our kitchen. She popped up and said she needed to use the bathroom and left the room. I was walking past her open computer and saw a pop-up notification from an email. Curiosity made me glance, and that's when I realized what it was. The subject of the line was OnlyFans in it. I clicked because I generally thought it might be spam or something. It was not. He didn't just go in there because he thought it'd be spam. She can handle spam. He did it because his gut's saying, this isn't right, and I'm going to check this out. And obviously this guy follows stories like this on Reddit. Well, as it turns out, she had a full OnlyFans page with content. No face, but still very clearly her. Some tattoos, same body, same tattoos, same body, same room. It wasn't even questionable. It was 100% her. A divorce. When I watch this, when she gets caught. Well, when I confronted her, she immediately burst into tears. Of course. Apologized over and over and deleted the account right in front of me. Please. She still has the pictures on her phone, on the computer. She'll be back in there again. When I asked her why would she do this, she said She said she only made it because she struggled with body dysmorphia for years and wanted to feel wanted. Translation: she's insecure about her body, and she wants the attention and validation, endless supply of it from guys to make her feel better. While there may be some truth to that, at the end of the day, it was well beyond that, and it's a stupid excuse. She insisted that she never messaged anyone privately or met up with anybody. It was all just for validation. Right there, she said the word validation. What'd I tell you? Keep in mind, I've known about her body image issues for almost as long as we've known each other, and constantly try to hype her up, make her feel sexy and wanted, and generally good about herself. What I tell you earlier about marrying the guy who's the greatest catch in the world, good looking, does well for himself, other women like, and constantly compliment her, trying to make her feel better about herself, it doesn't matter. No amount of compliments from that husband. In fact, she may convince herself, oh, he's just saying that. He's saying that to make me feel better. He's full of crap. Some husbands may do that, that's true. But still, no, I believe this guy's genuine. Nope. And by the way, claims that she wasn't messaging anybody or anything like that. That's how they make the real money on there. There are memberships for like whatever it is a month they charge, but then they make their real money by messaging guys and doing special requests and all that. I've been doing this long enough, I've learned this. Well, I'm just standing here trying to process the fact that my wife of 7 years was secretly posting sexual content online without ever mentioning she was even thinking about it. She never asked how I'd feel about her doing something like that. She just did it and did it behind my back. Well, she never brought it up because she knew you'd be against it. And the lying by omission, I don't care. But now your wife is being shared with many men out there. And by the way, I want to point something out here. This is very important. You don't just start an OnlyFans account and just magically people show up. They have to market themselves. And they typically market themselves through social media apps like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, what else? Reddit. Reddit's a big one. Pictures, doing videos, activities, and stuff like that. So there's a whole lot more people out there that have seen her than actually signed up for her OnlyFans account. I like to know where they are. Well, I can't shake the feeling of betrayal. Even if there's no face, it still feels like crossing a massive boundary in our marriage. It is, sir. She keeps saying it wasn't about cheating. That was about her body image struggles, that she liked the attention, but now she's ashamed. She's only sorry and ashamed because she got caught. End of story. And she's not going to change. And that's just a big fucking excuse. I get that she has issues about how she sees herself, and I've always tried to be supportive, but this feels like a breach of trust and I don't know how to recover from. I told her I want a divorce. She's now begging me to reconsider and saying it was a terrible mistake, and she'll do anything to fix it. So am I overreacting, or is this a reasonable deal breaker? No, you're not overreacting. She betrayed you. That's not exactly what you had in your vows, saying, in sickness and health, and even if you do OnlyFans, I do. No, that wasn't a part of the fucking vows. So if you're done with her and she's crossed the line, it's over. But then again, trust is destroyed. She's always going to have these issues. She can say she's going to go to therapy and have a therapist make her feel better about her body image issues and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. It's not going to stop. And that's just, even regular gals crave attention and validation. They crave attention and validation in their fucking 80s. Let alone a chick who's 31 years old. And I find it interesting, and I got to say this. He says she's 31. So probably when she turned 30, that really was like a big deal. Like, I got to see if I'm still wanted. Guys find me desirable. What happens when she turns 40 or 50? Holy shit. And again, I have a hard time believing that she wasn't, messaging other dudes and things like that. I would, if I'm that guy, be checking her socials. Now, obviously, she's going to delete things, but also check her bank records because she's making any money from that. I mean, if she has an OnlyFans, she's making some money, even if it's a lot. And I would check the trail from her different bank accounts in her name and to see how much she's made from that, because if she's making money, and probably it clearly isn't a whole lot, but still, if she's not reporting that income, well, that's a problem, But then again, they had, I believe, that innocent spouse thing if it was too big. But getting aside from this, yeah, he has the right to be pissed off. He's not overreacting, and he can kick her to the curb. But again, it's amazing how often this happens. When I first started my main channel years ago, every other day was about some husband or boyfriend finding out his girlfriend's on OnlyFans. That has slowed down a lot, but it still does happen. So I urge all you guys out there, you husbands, you boyfriends, keep your eyes peeled. Now, a few comments here before I wrap this up. One guy says here, it's not a crack. This is a chasm of epic proportions. I was always raised with that omission is still lying. I personally would not believe a single word she says regarding any of this. The body dysmorphia claim is an excuse to justify this blatant act of lying and cheating on you. Putting pictures of herself for other men to see, regardless if she showed her face or not, is betrayal in every sense of the word. There's obviously no going back from this. You need to walk, run away, not look back. The scary part is, what else is she not telling you? This would be my mindset. Yeah, that's the whole point. What else is she not telling him? Because we know the whole trickle truth thing. Another one. How long has she had the account? She also was never going to tell you. She only came clean because you saw it on her laptop. She's begging and upset now because she got caught. She also immediately deleted the account, so you can't really confirm whether she actually interacted with people on the platform or not. You're taking her word at that, which has no value. If she's had body image issues the entire time you've been together, this is not something new. She wanted to seek outside validation from men that weren't you to boost herself. She picked doing SW instead of hiring a therapist. I can't tell you whether divorce or not is the best choice. I can say I wouldn't be able to trust her anymore. I also would not call you crazy or thinking divorce was a good idea. And one more. This guy says here, so if real, she deleted the OnlyFans before you could see her interactions there, but those require the seller to promote themselves, so ask to see her social media accounts. Ding, ding, ding. Almost assuredly, there are more than one that she used to promote herself and see how she was acting to do so, not the asshole. So, there you go. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. That's all I can say.